Hi guys, we are solving this problem which is rotating the image. So as you can see, we have a 2D matrix and we kind of want to rotate it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over here becomes 1, 2, 3, 4 this way. 4, 8, 12, 16, this column goes over here as our row, and basically all of the elements are rotating themselves like that. Okay, so I would like you to pause the video and try to think of a solution on your own, to think of an approach, okay, by yourself. Alright, so what I saw was that these corner positions, they were kind of rotating among themselves. Okay, then these positions were also rotating among themselves. So 2 3 comes here, and 8 12 goes here, and 14 15 comes here, and 9 5 comes there. Okay, so something like that was happening, and this process would kind of repeat itself as you go inside the matrix, right? So 1 4 16 13 come like that, and then the same behavior is followed by 6 7 11 10, and if there were more in between, they would do the same thing. Okay, so here again we have this layer kind of approach. Okay, so we would want to rotate these items, and we would have the same logic for every layer, okay, as we keep going. So if we determine how many layers there are and we determine the logic, then we are kind of done with the problem. Okay, so that's where the whole layer part comes in. Okay, in this matrix, it's going to be a square matrix itself, so the number of rows is equal to be the number of columns. So here, as you can see, the layers are 2. Okay, and for this, the formula could be rows plus 1 by 2 or columns plus 1 by 2. Okay, I mean columns. Okay, over here the value shouldn't be 5, it will obviously be 4. Okay, so please ignore that. Okay, yeah, you get the logic, right? So it is again 4 plus 4 columns plus 1 by 2, and that will again give us 3, because it's the same, rows and columns is equal. So basically that's our formula, that it will be n plus 1 by 2, where n is equal to the n into n matrix n number. Okay, so that is kind of clear. So now we understand that rows, so the layers concept. Okay, now we also need to understand that there's a difference, like there is something that we can simplify over here. That is, it's not just 2 3 as a bundle going here or 8 12 as a bundle going there, but even the individual values can be compared. So here, if you can see, we are kind of splitting that one big box with two numbers to one big box with like just one number. Okay, so we have one cycle of 1 4 16 13, we have another cycle of 2 8 15 9. Okay, which rotates among itself. So 9 comes here, 2 goes here, 8 comes down, 15 goes to the left. Okay, and the same thing happens with 3 12 14 15. Okay, so this is what's happening within the layer itself. So this should help us come up with a solution. Okay, we just basically have to kind of like move them in this circle. Okay, so here, if you see, we will consider an example. Okay, we are talking about the 0th layer. Okay, that is the outermost layer, and we are considering this 2 8 15 9 cycle. Okay, we can consider anything, but we are considering this. So basically what's going to happen is that we're going to move from the 0th element, that is the kth element. Okay, so in this case it would be 6. Okay, when k is equal to 1, it will be 6. From here till we are going to move till the second last element in that row. Okay, and for each we are going to perform this circular swap kind of thing. Okay, so I hope that's clear. So here we are on I is equal to 1, our n is equal to 4, that is the number of columns or rows. Okay, and we are going to perform. So see, 0 1 1 3 3 comma 2 and 2 comma 0, these are the important elements. Okay, where we are going to move. Okay, so I would like you to pause the video again and try to come up with a formula for each of these indices, like where are we getting these from. So for example, here k is 0, so this must be k comma ith index. Okay, here it will be, say, I comma n minus what. Okay, so how will you determine that? Here, if you see, what is remaining constant, your so 2 goes to 8. Okay, so 2 goes to this position, 3 comes to 12th position. So the row number, sorry, the column number is not changing with change in I, so it must depend on k and n. So that's why it is n minus k minus 1. Okay, similarly over here, every guy is coming to this row itself, so the row is independent of what is your I value. So again, it must be n minus k minus 1, and 2 here it is 2, here it would be 3 comma 1, right, for 12. So that must depend on I, so that must be n minus I minus 1. Okay, so you have to come up with formulas like that, and that is pretty much your problem. Okay, so yeah, that's the case. So here what we discussed, that's the thing. Okay, so we are going from k comma I comma n minus k minus 1, this, as we discussed. Okay, so that is our cycle, and now we're going to use this in order to code. So let's get started. I hope it is clear, and if it is not, then I think coding it will actually make our life much more easier. Okay, so let's get started. This is the question. Okay, hold up, this is your question. Okay, that we have already discussed. Okay, so first is our n variable. Okay, where we use n is what? Matrix dot length. That is our n by n matrix. That's what we need. Other than that, we also need our k value, right? Int k is originally equal to 0. And how are we doing this k loop? K is going from, like, k is going to be less than n plus 1 by 2. Okay, so nicely putting the brackets over here. Yes, amazing. Inside we are going to put a for loop, which is going to depend on your k. So it's going to start from k and it's going to go till I is less than n minus k minus 1, right? So because we are going from 0, 1, 2, and 2 is what? Wait, is it n minus k minus 1? Yeah, because n minus k minus 1 is your 3, and it's less than 3, so it's still 2. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, and then I plus plus. In this case, when k is equal to 1, we are going from 1 to 2, right? So we are going from 1, k is equal to 1, to less than n minus k minus 1, that is going to be 2, right? 4 minus 1 minus 1, that is 2. So we are going to go from 1 to 1. No, that doesn't sound right. N minus k, is that it? Wait, 4, no, 4 minus 1. Oh yeah, right, this is perfect, because here see, we're only going to perform the rotation once for 6. Okay, for 6 only, for here 1, the same way 1 is, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, so 3 elements, and each of them will have their own rotation cycles. The rest of the things will be taken care of on its own. Similarly over here with 6, it's just going to be 6. Okay, perfect, awesome. I hope we understand this. Okay, moving forward, over here what do we need to do now is the swapping, the rotation part. So similarly, the way we do swap for 2 elements, we're going to do swap for 4 elements. So what we're going to do is, we're going to store the value of 2 in some temporary variable. Then we're going to drag the value of this box to 2. This guy comes here and this guy comes here, and then the temporary guy comes over here, okay, in 8. So this will be more clear when we do this. So int temp is equal to matrix k comma I. Okay, so the 2th block, then matrix k comma I. Okay, now in this we want to put this guy, 9 guy. Okay, so that is going to be matrix n minus I minus 1 comma k guy. Okay, and in that box, in this box, that is the 9 box, now we want 15 to come there, right? So that is going to be matrix n minus k minus 1 comma n minus I minus 1. Awesome. And similarly in this 15th box we want the 8th element, so it's going to be matrix I comma n minus k minus 1. And in that box, in the 8th box, we want the temporary variable guy, because now this 2th block, this guy has 9, so we don't want that value, we want the temporary value. Okay, so that's why we're going to put the temporary value over here. So I hope you were able to come up with this on your own, and if not, I hope it's clear now. And here at the end we want to increase the k value. Okay, awesome, that's pretty much our solution. Okay, I hope we don't have any silly errors when we run it. Okay, yeah, so that passes for all test cases, and Cool. And see, it beats 100%, which is so cool. Okay. So yeah, that's our solution. I hope you understood it. Let's summarize the problem in 2 minutes. We first had this problem where we had to rotate this image so we realized that there was some sort of cycles that were going on over here. On further clarity, we understood that these were actually there for individual elements, and if we just did it for one row in one layer, then we were kind of done with the whole layer, the rotation of it, and we had to split our matrix into several layers. Okay, so this is the 0th layer, this is the first layer, and so on, and we perform the rotation for each of them. And finally, we make sure like we know the indices that we are rotating from. Okay, we generalize them using an example. It's always easy when you use an example to generalize these things, and that's how you get your solution in code. Okay, awesome. So I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.